hear the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Hello and welcome to a brand new preview episode for Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. This is a preview episode to episode 212, Passing. So in this episode, we'll get to the preview topic in a second, but Passing is about a woman who decides to try to pass as a white woman, and it does not go great, I suppose. I don't know. I haven't watched the movie yet. This is starring Ruth Negga and Tessa Thompson. So
What'd you say?
It's a very unfortunate last name.
I'm sure she is very tired of that joke.
Anytime I had to talk about her to a white person, and I was like, I feel very uncomfortable with it. Please stop saying her full name. Ruth is fine. Ruth is fine. You're like, it's a little bit of a slip for you, and I don't care for it, and I don't want to get mad at you unnecessarily.
You better say her last name very slowly. You can't just be like, Ruth nigga. Like, nah, man. Nah. Nope.
I don't even feel comfortable saying it too quickly. I'm just like, you gotta like emphasize that E instead of an I. So
get these Ruth nigga jokes out now so that we're not incredibly crass during the show.
That's true. That's true because this is a pretty serious episode. So the preview topic this week is all about Ahmaud Arbery's killers who were found to be guilty by a Georgia jury. This past Wednesday, the three white men were charged in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, who was a 25-year-old black man who was just jogging, incidentally. The verdict delivered by 9 white women, 2 white men, and 1 black man came after more than 11 hours of deliberation spanning 2 days. It followed 8 days of testimony involving 23 witnesses. They were mostly white because it took 11 hours across 2 days. Like, I could have figured this shit out in 11 seconds. Guilty, throw all the books at these guys. Get the fuck out of here.
Kudos to that black man who had the Herculean task of convincing 11 other white people, 9 of them white women, to see what they actually saw.
Right.
A fucking murder on camera. Look, this is I'm not gonna call this like justice. Like this is this is open and shut. This is why did we even, like you said, why did it even take so long? Why was there even a trial? I mean, it's and then the reason you know why they recorded it, right? You know why one guy recorded it. Because he thought that, obviously this nigga is doing something wrong, and I'm recording it.
Right. And
we didn't do anything wrong.
It was like, oh, and now he's being murdered. Got it. And I don't want to bury the lead here, which is it took 74 days for this to even get those guys arrested because, the local law enforcement weren't going to arrest them until the video came out, and people were like, this is obviously a straight up murder for no reason whatsoever. And it took protests, like constant protests, and people constantly screaming and fighting and shouting that this needs to be dealt with. And then they were like, fine, I guess we'll arrest them. I guess we'll have a trial for this murder. And it was like, oh no, this is actually a murder. Like, this is ridiculous. Right. So you're right. That black guy did have a Herculean task of convincing white people that they saw what they did see. So yeah, these 3 guys have not been sentenced yet. But they likely will be soon, I guess. I don't know exactly when the sentencing is coming, but I think it's relatively soon. So yeah, Travis McMichael, who fatally shot Aubrey, is guilty on all charges: malice murder, 4 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit a felony. His father, also a giant piece of shit, Gregory McMichael, who rode armed in a bed of a fucking pickup truck, as you do, as his son pursued Aubrey, is not guilty of malice murder, but guilty on 8 other charges. And William Bryan Jr., a neighbor who joined the pursuit and filmed the final moments we were talking about, is guilty on 3 counts of felony murder, 1 count of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit a felony. So one of my big issues here is one that should be pretty obvious, which is the media's involvement in this. Why is it called the Ahmaud Arbery case? He's not the murderer. When these cases are named, they're normally named for the assailants, not for the victims. Almost never, right? That's one thing. I hate that when black people are killed, we are often the name of the trial. I'm like, no, it should be Bubba and his 2 dumb friends. Like, that should be what it's called.
Well, they would cite that, well, we're not, we don't want to give the killers any infamy or whatever. Like, no. People need to know who these motherfuckers are.
No, if a black dude kills a white woman, I guarantee you it's called the Tyrone Jenkins case. It ain't called the fucking Susan Smith case. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. So, quite frankly, we need to know who these people are so we can ostracize them from society.
No, I agree with that.
Like, get the fuck out of here, man. So yeah, go ahead. You're 100% right about that.
Yeah. So I do have a fundamental problem with that. I do have a fundamental problem with the idea that it took 74 days to even get these guys arrested. And I know people are like, this is justice for Ahmaud Arbery, but it's not. Like you said, it's not. Justice for him would be him alive. That's justice, right? And what we're seeing is, I can't help but think that, like, I hate when 2 cases are like back to back, 2 big cases are back to back, because you can't help but think that one influences the other. And I think how ridiculous the verdict was in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Like, it felt like they had no choice but to like throw the book at these guys, whether they wanted to really or not. Because they didn't want to be like, well, I mean, like, both of these cases are going on and both of these series of people are walking. That's probably not a good idea. Like, I hope that the people on that trial were not influenced by the fact that they felt like some sort of like weird guilt, and that they convicted these guys because they absolutely should have been convicted, right? Like, that's my thing, and I can't help but think that those things influence each other.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, at this point, I'll take what I can get.
Right.
But yeah, you would think that your fellow man would, see these unjust things happen and judge accordingly.
Right.
But I mean, I know I probably shouldn't say this. I don't know why we are judged by a jury of our peers. Because we're all dumb. We're all dumb. Right.
And he's not even being like, I feel like they're being judged by their peers, but it's a complete rarity that white people who do crimes against black people are judged by their peers.
Yeah, I'm using the term in like the
American
overall,
sense.
Yeah. No, I know good and hell well we don't get judged by our skin folk.
No.
You know what I mean? And I honestly never expect it, but I just yeah, I don't know, man.
Micah's son going crazy in the background. Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, like, look, I on the one hand, I'll take a W any way I can. On the other hand, stop calling it justice. It's accountability. It's accountability for people who have done a crime. And, I know I don't want to be the guy that, like, puts a damper on this, because I'm not. I'm incredibly. I'm as happy as I can be for a family that lost a family member.
Right.
Right. Like, but this ain't. I'm tired of our wins being at the cost of somebody's life.
Yeah.
I'm real sick of it.
Yeah, like it's what's the term? It's a what type of win is it?
A Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah, Pyrrhic victory. Right. Like it's not clean, right? Like a victory would have been that guy tried to kill Ahmaud Arbery and instead Ahmaud Arbery didn't get shot and then the bullet ricocheted and killed that guy. That's a fucking victory. That's a win. Right?
That's
like
justice.
That's justice. That's 100. Like, yeah, I'll take that story 100% of the time. There was a story a number of years ago. Like a guy was in the desert and tried to shoot an armadillo, and it bounced off the armadillo, and then he got hit by the bullet. That's justice. Like that shit's hilarious, and that's what should fucking happen. But like you said, it is not an actual victory. It is at the cost of this person. So we're all like, yay! But it's like, but they still lost. They still lost their family member. We still lost somebody in our community who didn't do anything. Like,
right.
Like the thing
like
is,
on a weird level, like if that dude had like been trespassing or something, like had committed some sort of crime.
That's
like
not even a felony, by the way. Trespassing, not an actual felony.
Right.
It's not a felony.
Right. But if that dude like committed like a felony and like those dudes came and they fucking did vigilante justice or whatever, first of all, no. But like a weird like
it would somehow be like more reasonable.
Yeah, it would make more sense. Weirdly,
right.
But he literally did nothing.
Right.
Did nothing.
Right, and it's like their argument, I guess, is he was looking at some houses or something that were being built. Like he was like looking at stuff. Okay, let's like, I don't know. I don't think we have any proof one way or the other if that's true. I think there was like video, like he like looked at a house and then like kept moving or something. It's like some surveillance thing, but it wasn't like he was doing anything, right? He was like, oh look, they're building new houses. Okay, like that's the most reasonable, normal human thing in the world, right? But let's say he was like doing what they said. He was like looking at this house. That's not a reason to murder someone.
Right.
It's not a reason to murder someone. It's a reason, if you really think that it's a problem, it's a reason to call the police. It's not a reason to murder someone. And the defense's argument is basically like, is he really a human being? Like, do we really care that they killed this guy? And it's like, yeah, nigga, I care. What the fuck? I'm a human being. I'm not okay with this. This is unacceptable. So I guess
all
like
lives matter, remember?
Yeah, until they don't. Trademark, right?
Until they're black.
Right, until they're black, right? And then white people wonder, why does Black Lives Matter? Why does that statement exist? Yo, this nigga was jogging. Jogging, dude. Jogging. Right? Never forget that this comes at the same time of black man gets killed jogging. This comes at the same time that black people are being harassed and like a white woman is like faking that she's being hurt by a dude bird watching in New York City. Never forget that one, right? This dude is doing the dorkiest fucking thing on in human existence. Bird watching. You in New York City, you bird watching? That's the best thing you could think to do? That's the most boring shit I've ever heard. But he's bird watching, this fucking dork. But she's like, oh, I don't like that you told me to, take care of my dog or whatever. So I'm going to call the cops and pretend that you're harassing me. She wanted to get that guy killed. Or wasn't, or was okay if that happened, right? So like, these are black people doing mundane shit. There's nothing more mundane than bird watching and jogging.
There's nothing more mundane than amateur ornithology.
Right. Like, yo, this guy's not even a professional, right? So like, it's, to me, that kind of stuff, like we have to remember, it's not just like, I feel like a lot of times white people think that these incidents happen in like this Michael Brown, did he steal cigarettes? Like, oh shit, type of bullshit. No, these people, this shit is just happening to people jogging. Like just walking around their neighborhood. So, black lives, as far as when the statement is Black Lives Matter, they matter in just doing regular shit. Regular shit. This is not a protest where we're like, there was a fight broke out. No, this is jogging. He's just jogging. I see black people jogging all the time. And it's fucking terrifying that something like that a black man can't do that. Just be in his own fucking business and not get murdered. Just literally run down like it's the 1940s or 1930s with some fucking hillbillies in a pickup truck. What the fuck are we talking about? That's insane. But people are, oh, well, you know, does BLM need to exist? Yes, clearly it fucking does. Do we need to talk about that? Clearly we fucking do, because there's something wrong with the fucking people in your group. Not all of you, but there's enough of you motherfuckers that think, well, that seems reasonable. I'll just chase them in my pickup truck. What the fuck is wrong with you?
There's enough of them that it's a problem, and there's enough of them that's not confronting them that it's a problem.
That's exactly right.
Like, that's the only way this shit is going to happen. Right. Black people, brown people, Asian people, Native people, if you can find them, they can scream to the high heavens about the injustices that they face. But until white people start talking to other white people, because like, look, we all listen to who we look like. Like we're just natural. It's human nature to be cliquish like that. And until they start really stepping up en masse and do what you got to do, man. Like talk to them, sit down, be reasonable, shame them, do whatever. Yeah. But until they start doing that, those people are not going to change.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, man.
I mean, here's the thing. If you can shame your family members and not talk to them because they believe in fucking QAnon and don't get vaccinated, you can shame them for being racist. You can. You can,
man.
If you can shame them for being like politically, you know, right wing or whatever, right? You hear white liberals talk about that shit all the time.
They love doing that, boy.
Oh, Thanksgiving, I was just screaming at my uncle, which is crazy because, like, for black people, like, we don't do that shit.
No,
this is food. Yeah, all right, you got your bullshit opinion. That's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. Like, I don't got time.
I'm gonna watch this Cowboys game.
Right.
Nothing will happen. Nothing ridiculous will happen if the Cowboys are playing, right? Oh wait, they lost, and then this big fat motherfucker just starts screaming at his family members.
Yeah, that was one of the wildest videos. Like, you guys are fucking fanatics.
It's like, all right, calm down, yo.
Are you fighting your family members over like them boys? Oh, come on, calm down. So yeah, I like if you are capable of shaming your family members for believing politics that are different than yours, that 90% of the time don't even affect you as a white American. They don't really hit you as hard. Then you can shame them for this shit. So do that. Do that. Hey, look, Billy Bob and my family, I don't fuck with you no more, yo. You're a racist. Like, we're done. Like, we're done. And look, I know there's white people out there who are like, no, that's how I roll. And I appreciate you. Like, we do.
Yeah.
But more of you need to do that. Like, you need to.
Now, tell two friends to do that, and then tell them to tell two friends to do that. Right. And then,
And if that works, if that campaign successfully works, then you should use that to tell them about this show. You tell two friends, they tell two friends. It's just that easy. So, no, but you're absolutely right. Like, you have to use that. Like, one thing that we talk about all the time is use your white privilege. Like, yeah, white privilege exists, but it can be, in fact, used for good. And one of the things you can use it for is to speak out. But if you're unwilling to do that, then nothing ever changes because nobody's going to listen to us.
Right.
Other black people are like, yeah, okay, now what? We're all on board for this. It's all black people are pretty much on board for the sentiment, whether they like the statement, whether they like the movement in and of itself. But all black people, for the most part, are on board with Black Lives Matter as a concept, as a human concept that, like, maybe you shouldn't kill black people for jogging, right? We're all on board except for, like, Candace Owens. Like, it's just like, that's it.
Yeah, there's like a sect, right? There's a sect.
There's that stripper who ran for office in Baltimore, like her, like, yeah, like one of those, right? Like, so she was a former stripper. She was.
I didn't know that. I didn't know she was.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. Yeah, Candace Owens and her got into a fucking tussle. That shit was amazing. Like, Candace Owens
a former stripper versus Kwesi and Fume. Is that what was the ticket?
Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm gonna win. No, you're not. No, you're not. And there's nothing wrong with being a stripper.
There's nothing wrong with stripping.
Trust me, it's just wild to think that, like, that was gonna translate over Like, not only a Baltimore staple, but like, yo, wasn't Kwesi Fume like head of the NAACP for a minute? Like, you sure you gonna win? All right. I mean, okay. Spend your money. It's fine. So yeah, look.
Man.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah, she was a stripper as well. Like, Candace Owens was like, you and your husband were like doing coke parties and shit. I was like, yo, this is getting out of hand. Like, relax. The shit was wild. But so, I mean, it's probably true. Allegedly. So look, I do think that, that idea of the concept of Black Lives Matter to 99.999% of black people is true. And then again, there's the asshole sect, right? But this type of shit, there's no argument. Like, anybody who is like, well, maybe those guys weren't wrong. No, those people need to be cut the fuck out of your life. Period.
Yeah.
Like,
man.
period.
Yeah.
Like, if you question that, cut them the fuck out of your life. Like, they are not worth your time. They're not. Because those type of people, reality does not matter to them. It doesn't. Because that bigotry runs that deep for them.
Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a shame that, like, we're here in this country where something that literally is overwhelming, like people will defend Kyle Rittenhouse, and say, well, he was self-defense and this, that, and the other, right? Like, they have a weird perspective, right?
Sure.
But like, something has to happen where it is, I mean, there could literally be no other argument before certain people are held accountable for their actions. That is just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
That is bizarre. Like, that is like, I wish that I got the benefit of the doubt like that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's wild. Yeah, it's wild, right? Like, you're absolutely right. Like, oh, let's give Kyle Rittenhouse the benefit of the doubt. Let's hear him out. Oh, black guy got shot in the back while jogging? What did he do? He don't get the benefit of the doubt. What the fuck? Like, you're watching the video, dog. Like, all right. You getting color commentary from the dudes driving the truck, and you still like, I don't know. Hold on. He probably did something or didn't. No, nobody's that racist. Have you been to this country before? Yes. Yes, they have. Yo, there's a whole show on Vice called Hate Thy Neighbor. That dude just like travels around. There are people that fucking racist. Yes. They are not all in like East Germany, motherfucker. Like, they're here. A lot of them are here. So like, no, it's not hard to believe. Like, this is not, again, like, people talk like this shit is like the 1800s. No, yo, this is last week.
Right.
I mean, let alone like the shit we see with cops dealing with black people. These are just fucking hillbillies. These are just hillbillies.
Yeah, these are just random people, yo. Like,
holding these perspectives, holding these views, right? And it's just like, and look, I hate to make it political. I truly do, because I think this is a thing that should be not partisan at all. But if you found this case crazy and you're like, man, like, shit ain't never gonna change or whatever, look, here's what I tell you: these motherfuckers vote, okay? Those three idiots vote. Every fucking 2 to 4 years, them assholes are like, I mean, I hate niggers. Let me get in this line and make sure they keep them out of office. They vote.
right.
When you're like, I don't know if I'm going to vote, those white boys vote. They do.
They're not voting on issues either. They voting down party line, man.
That's right.
Like
Right.
It don't matter. If you got an R next to your name, they're voting for you. And the way that our system is,
Dr. Oz is really hoping you're correct.
the way that this country has kind of like changed the political discourse to be my team versus your team, right? Like, it's all sport now.
Right.
Like, that's all anyone's going to do. Policy be damned.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like, yeah, man. And it's, yo. I mean, I hate to tell people to just vote down party lines, but not, like, I don't really hate to do it nowadays. Like, just vote down party lines. Vote for the correct one. Look, come on, man.
Look. I have a show that I do on politics. You can watch it. Look forward. Same sort of format as this. I do it with a white man. But we're going to talk about, we're doing an episode tonight. We're going to talk about Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is running as a Republican in Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz went on the news this week and said that, hey, don't worry about kids in schools. We can just send them all back because, you know, some kids are hybrid and shit like that, depending on where you are in the country. It's like, don't worry about it. Only like 2 to 3% fatality rate. That's not a big deal. Like, some people are interested in that.
3%. What the fuck?
Nationwide, my nigga. That's 3 to 4 million kids. 3 to 4 million kids. You go ahead and vote for that party if you want to. You go ahead. This dude is like,
look, don't be surprised, yo. Don't be surprised. He's a name that people recognize.
oh, I know.
And stupid people and people vote down party lines.
Now here's the thing. I feel like a lot of white America doesn't realize Dr. Oz is Muslim. It's gonna be a problem for them.
They absolutely don't. That's why he's Dr. Oz.
Yeah, he's not Mehmet Oz. Well,
right.
Well, he gonna have to say Mehmet. Hi, I'm Dr. Mehmet Oz, and people are like, Mehmet? That doesn't sound British at all. Like, what the fuck? Where are you from? Yeah, So
he's probably like, I'm Dr. Mehmet Oz, like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
right?
the whitest thing I can think of. Why does the Z have an umlaut over it? Don't worry about that. Yeah, it does, by the way. It don't on TV. It don't on his bullshit show where he's selling goji berries or whatever. But in reality, it does. And it's fine. I don't give a fuck if he's Muslim. I care he's a fucking lunatic. That's what I care about. So, yeah, but Republicans will vote for that guy if they don't have a problem with him fundamentally just being a Muslim because they're bigots, right? So, but that's what you have to prepare for. Like, you have to prepare that people like that are going to represent this country every time when people, like, when you see shit like this, right? When you see the district attorneys and shit like this, and I've made this point before, and I will make it again. When you see district attorneys and shit like this in these local places, and you're like, why aren't they prosecuting these people? Why aren't they picking them up? Think to yourself, what could we do to change this? And the thing is, those people get voted in. Vote. Yeah, when people tell black people not to vote, what I think to myself is, you are trying to ruin black people's lives. And I'm talking about even when black people tell you that shit. Do not listen to them. Vote. Read up on shit and vote. This is how these people get prosecuted. That shit matter. Local votes matter.
I always say this. If for some weird reason you only want to vote like once when you can, like, don't, if you have a choice, vote your local elections instead of the general. Like, because
it has more impact.
You want to impact change immediately, you need to vote in your local elections. Please.
Yeah.
Like
Nah, your voting don't change nothing. Okay, you sure? Hey, how you think that judge has stuck around since the fucking 80s in the Rittenhouse case? He ran unopposed for years. You think he gonna run unopposed this time?
No, hell no. Not this time.
Nah, people are like, oh, they gonna be like, oh, we getting you the fuck up out of here. Yeah, he'll probably retire. He'll probably retire because he don't want to lose, right? Most likely. Yeah. But that's how he stayed in power, dude. It's like, we only know about the Rittenhouse case. How many other shitty cases has this guy done? I hope the Chinese food ain't coming in on a boat. China, get it? Like, fuck this guy, right? That's how these people stick around, is because people don't value local elections. And they know that. Look, where I live, there's like 4 judges on the fucking ballot. All of them run unopposed. I'm like, can I just run as a judge? Like, do I have to have a law degree? Like, do I have to have a law degree? I'm serious. Like, do I have to just make a snappy ad? Don't even put my face on it. They're like, I don't know. Right? I could make a couple Facebook ads and shit, but like, just like Photoshop my face on, like, I don't know, like Judge Joe Brown or some shit. Like, fuck it. Can I? I have no idea.
I'm looking at Mehmet's Wikipedia. Donald Trump appointed him as on the sports, fitness, and nutrition.
Yeah, that's
in
fine.
2018. What the fuck?
Arnold Schwarzenegger
God.
wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger like he handled the physical fitness thing for like what was that Bush, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, but at least he was Mr. Olympia.
I mean that's fair.
Like he knew something about it. You know what I mean? Like this dude is talking about eating fucking blueberries to cure cancer and shit. Like
you want to get shredded? Eat a dozen eggs a day. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, you want to get shredded? Eat a dozen donuts a day, and then do cold sculpting. That'll get you shredded.
Yeah, that's
get the fuck out.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, just freeze the fat. And just, all right, Dr. Oz. All right. Dr. Oz is only beaten by those fucking fake ass doctors on The Doctors. I can't believe people watch that show. I'm like, yo. Anytime I used to get my car worked on, that shit would be on in like the lobby. I'm like, what is this? This isn't. Are you real doctors? They're like, yeah, get plastic surgery, get your lips done. I'm like, yo, are you a medical doctor? Like, this is not medical advice. This is insane. So yeah, Dr. Oz. But again, elections matter. They do. And you get these people, these type of assholes prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You get judges who are going to actually give a shit about cases and not who haven't been there for 30, 40 years and just like, I don't know, who gives a fuck what happens to these people. You get these people on or off the bench, depending on what you want, by voting, right? Like, I cannot express this enough. Voting matters. I know, like, it's such a weird thing that, like, some black celebrities have pushed, like, it doesn't matter recently, which really makes me mad. But no, it does. And this is how you can really affect change. So, look, protesting in this case really worked, right? Getting out there and really, yelling about this case, which was obviously a thing that needed to happen. But we shouldn't even have to do that. That video should hit fucking CNN and people are like, all right, so they're getting arrested like 9 minutes ago, right? Like, what the fuck are we even waiting on? Like, the second that video dropped, those guys should have been in fucking handcuffs being perp walked. Like, there should have been no conversation. But to wait 74 days is insane. They could have left the fucking state. We've never seen them again, right? Like,
right.
So it's dangerous to disconnect from this shit. It's all connected. How white supremacist ideology has worked in this country is largely, like, once you get past slavery and shit like that, is largely through the law, right? Like, that is how it works, right? Systemic racism is shit that is built into the system. And the system in this case is the law. And the only way that you can overcome that is to get people out of it who are white supremacists, or who are sympathetic to white supremacy, or you put people in who know the system is bullshit and who are willing to fix it. Which is why I'm running for local judge next year. I have to look into that. Like, can you run for judge without having a law degree? Because I might. Like, you know what?
I mean,
what's the fee? $100? Just run an ad. Be like, these judges are terrible. Let's go fuck shit up. I'm your man. And just never show my face. I feel like you could probably get a couple votes. I could probably pull it 1%. Pull it 1%.
You might have to drop the suffix on your last name.
Oh yeah, no, I got to do that. No, I got to do that. Sorry. Yeah, I got to do that. My wife will understand.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Nah, this is some Baltimore shit. I gotta black it up even more than that. I might change my last name completely. Like, yeah, I gotta get some. I don't know. I gotta move out of my neighborhood. I'm way too close to a Whole Foods. Like, nah, they can't know where I live. No, so it's just crazy. So, I mean, look, we're trying to be a little bit light on this very heavy topic, but all in all, like, this is a tragedy in so many ways, right? But luckily, these three assholes were found guilty. Now, do you have? I guess the ultimate question, Micah, is: do you have confidence that these guys will get the sentence that they surely deserve? And what do you think that sentence should be?
I was gonna ask you, do you know what the sentencing could be, right? Like what these crimes have the prison range for.
I have not heard. It's
Look,
got to be life, right?
I mean, I'm not necessarily big on capital punishment. The death penalty anymore. I was when I was younger because I didn't know any better.
Right.
But it actually costs more money to kill somebody through the state than it does to just keep them in prison.
Which feels ridiculous. Like,
it feels backwards, but
I mean, they killing niggas in Baltimore for free every day. Like, what the fuck?
Whatever it is, it's not going to be enough. I would say 5 years for every life that Ahmaud Arbery, for every year that Ahmaud Arbery lived, would be my sentence.
Well, that would be 100 years.
Then it's 100 years.
I like the idea of ridiculous sentencing where they're like
125 years, by the way. He was 25.
Oh, he's 25. Okay. Yeah, I like the idea of just ridiculous sentencing, like 397 years back to back, like, or like,
consecutive,
right? Consecutive, or like 3 life sentences, like back to back. Just be like, if you reincarnate, you still got to do another year, and then like, oh, I'm an Indian dude now. Well, guess what? Your Indian ass is going to jail too. Get the fuck out of here. Like, no, throw the book at this guy, like all 3 of these guys, especially the guy who like legitimately killed him, like, actually did the malice murder. He needs to get thrown under the prison. And also, I don't want them to go to prison where they get to watch TV and shit. You should get put in a yard and break rocks all day until you fucking die. That's it. That's it. Just one guy with a gun on your ass, and then you just break rocks. I'm tired. That's cool. Keep breaking rocks, or I'm going to shoot your ass. Fuck you. None of that. Oh, I get to live in a nice car. No, fuck you. Here's some gruel. Go break rocks. Fuck you. That's what you should do. Your life should be miserable. Miserable. Fuck you. Like, it should be.
Yeah.
Like, look, just to quickly wrap up, if you've never visited Alcatraz, that should reopen, and that's where they should put people. You know what the torture of that place was? Because it was in the middle of the water, just off of San Francisco, literally you can hear people talking and laughing and having a joyous time because of the way the wind comes off San Francisco. That's how miserable it is. That's what we should do.
There's a beach right there. There's a beach right there.
Yeah, it's on purpose.
And the Ghirardelli factory.
Yeah,
right
we eating chocolate, nigga.
You can smell the chocolate coming, hearing all the kids go, yay, we love freedom.
Right.
You're just sitting there.
Yeah, it's breaking rocks. That's what I want. That's the future I want for them. I want them to be like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get out of here. I'm willing to risk getting killed by sharks. And then they try, and then they do. So that's fine too. So yeah, I want their lives to be as absolutely miserable as they can be forever. All right. That is it for us. We will be back next week. We will have a special guest, I believe, for our episode on Passing. You can watch that on Netflix, by the way. Again, starring Tessa Thompson and Ruth Negga. So again, get all your jokes out now. And we will see you guys episode 212 next week.
See ya.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.